Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The first Bismillah is for me to get out of my mental state, my human state, my human conditioning, my conditioned consciousness. All of it is emanating from the One, from Allah. So by permission, by acceptance, by pleading, by hoping, by allowing, for me to move away from the lower tendency of my consciousness towards a higher consciousness. That's the first Bismillah. Second one is cosmic. Everything that exists is according to the governance of that which has all of the cosmos totally, entirely under its control. And the third is an echo that now I am between humanity and divinity, and it will be transmittive. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Asri innal insana lafi khusr. At any time, at every time, every afternoon, whenever there is light, in every era. Asr also means any period of long time. You can say this is the Asr of technology. So it's the time of human movement where we are improving our technological connectedness and know-how. At all times, insan. The root of the word is uns. We seek comfort, ease, companionship, solace. That is uns. It's insan. Also, the word has in it the same letters, which implies forgetfulness. We are forgetful. It's a big gift to forget. Otherwise, you remember every incident that was not very pleasant and every time you were rejected. So, insan is you and I and he and she. We are moving all the time, in the moment, in the moment, in the moment, in the moment. When you were 2 years old, you say I. 20 years old, you say I. 60-year-old, the same I. But you're not the same entity as far as your experiences, your wisdom, your consciousness. But you are still the same in terms of integrity. That is a divine light which is ever constant, ever permanent, timeless, with the reflection of the nafs, of the lower self, of the ego, of the biography, of the so-called you. One side changes ever, the other side is ever constant. So, insan is you and I and he and she. Quran declares this entity lafi khusr. Khusr is loss. And we are programmed not wanting to lose. We always want to win. That's why if they want to catch you in a commercial sense, they say you have a free gift. So you get hooked. You say, oh, free gift. Now, why do we love free gifts? Because the ultimate treasure of treasures, your own existence, your spirit, your soul, your ruh, is given to you free. So, and therefore we love to be given free things. It's an echo of that intense, immense reality. That life that is in you is given to you free. So we are always, as human beings, as an identity, as someone who I have a beginning, I am an end, I have born there, I grew up here, and I dead here. You will lose. No matter what you win, you will also lose. Victory, which is perpetual, permanent, is to be at one with the one and only one, which manifests in you and I and he and she as soul, spirit. This is the foundation of cosmic justice, divine justice. We all potentially, every one of us, same. We have the same soul. It's like sparks, millions of sparks, billions of sparks, emanating from the same sacred fire of light and life. So, if I identify myself with so-called myself, the moment you are born, the moment you are closer to death. So it is a disaster. We don't like death because the truth never dies. My soul never dies. It carries traces of the so-called me after it is liberated from the body and the mind and the limitations of space and time. So at all times, no matter who you are, no matter who she is, no matter where, if you identify yourself with the human self, you are getting closer to its end. If you identify yourself with the real you, the light of the divine in you, there is only victory, because it is forever. It is not subject to the limitations of space and time and comings and goings. It's a divine light that shines forever. So it depends where is your referencing. Where, with who, with what are you calibrating? If you calibrate yourself with your biography, it's horrific. So much mistakes, so much food you have consumed, so much air, so much pollution you have contributed to. But if you identify yourself with the light of the lights, which is in transit in this world, it is in transit, not transfix. It cannot be fixed. It's moving on from eternity to eternity in eternity. It's not subject to what we consider as human beings great speed, great movement. The fastest speed we can attain is that of speed of light, 300,000 kilometers per second. If you imagine, if you come to know what moves possibly faster, it loses all identity. It is no longer definable. It morphs into another zone, which is the quantum field. We are both limited, limitless. Insan, insaniya, humanity is limited. So you and I and he and she would empathize, sympathize, can understand. But equally, that only exists because of divinity. So the real truth of it, the inner substance of it, is the divine light in you. And that is the same as with everybody else. Therefore, as humans, we need to cultivate the understanding, first belief, trust, and then to knowledge that everybody else is the same. They carry that spark from the infinite unknown for it to manifest in the limitation of the human being seeking knowledge. Knowledge is power. We all seek the all-powerful. And what knowledge you and I and he and she acquires is limited. What power, physical, mental, in any other way, is limited. So as human beings, we are limited. Seeking the limitless. Seeking that which is within us. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. So you trust in that. You believe in that. You accept it as a sketch, as a, if you like, as a given, if you like, idea of a path. It's to begin with, it's something strange to the 20, 30-year-old, because he or she have identified himself or herself with their biography, with their skills, with their education, with their face, with their shape, with their color, with their religion, with whatever. So you but now trust that you are here to be attuned to that which is everywhere and nowhere in terms of place. So you have faith, living faith. The Quran reminds us all, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, aminu. First you have the idea of a faith. It's a mental construct. And then you know there's all what there is faith. Because you are within the confines of space and time. But you have hope, faith, trust that you will come to be at one with that reality of oneness that is not confined to space and time. So through faith, trust, you will begin to move higher and higher in the ladder of consciousness until you come out of conditioned consciousness, the so-called you, to the real you, without denouncing the so-called you, because that is where you have hatched That is the womb for which you have emerged. First the mother womb, and then the earthly womb, space and time. And then all what you can do is to do your best to help creation, to help this little experiment of existence on earth to move along the arc of the rise of consciousness. That is عمل صالح. الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. You do your utmost without excess, without slackness. You have got sufficient healthy tension, and that's all. Not over tense, not under tense. Stressed but not over stressed, not under stressed. I mean, do your best at whatever level you're in. You know, for the insect, for the animal, for the cat, for the dog, for the human beings, for nature, for the trees, for the plants. Why have you plucked this? Have you asked permission to pluck the flower? The tree gives it out of its own inner program. And it dies at the time that the signals of heat and temperature, whatever, gives it. Without sorrow, without going back and forth as we do in illusion of time and space. So the best we can do is just to do your best without expectation. The Quran also described that. لا يبتغون منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. That entity, that reality, that wholesome being does not expect from you any admiration or gratitude or expectation. He or she does it because that's all what they can do. Like the flower. It does its thing according to its, if you like, cosmology of smell and so on. So, عمل الصالحات, endless variety of good actions. The ultimate goodly action is where you have no expectation. It's by inspiration. It's not by head, it's by heart. Initially it's head. Me. Then it begins to me and it, me and them. So you begin to be moving from the very limited locality to universality. So you do it for its own sake. Salat is that. It is amal salih. It's one of the best goodly action. Because you're not expecting other people to reward you or admire you. You're doing it as a practice to get out of yourself by courtesy of your own soul, unifying yourself and soul. You're aware of which rak'ah it is, but you're aware of awareness, higher awareness. So sometimes you lose yourself. So there is a remedy for that also. Sometimes you are fully aware, now you are in your this rak'ah, that rak'ah, and people are around you. So you are interspace between the finite and the infinite. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. That is also considered to be the last divine attribute. The so-called 99 names, the last one, sabur. Patience means no time. So be patient for 1 minute, be patient for 10 hours, be patient for 1 billion years. So be patient with time. No time. So you function as a human being in time, and you are drawing your energy, your life, from that which is not confined to space and time. Now you are a middle person. You are a middle people. In this world, not of this world. You don't deny any aspect of humanity. But that is only sustained by the cosmic divinity. Bismillah. We begin with Bismillah. We end with Bismillah. We know in truth, as far as Allah is concerned, there is no beginning and no end. هو الأول هو الآخر. Good luck.